Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Checking radar this morning. There are a couple of spots where the rain's been coming down heavy. I'll show you if you're one of them.
The person who pulled the trigger in a deadly shooting outside a Raleigh grocery store will not face charges. Why police say it was all justified.
Most convenience stores across the Triangle have Mega Million signs that look like this one this morning. But everyone who's playing the lotto tonight has their eyes on that $1.25 billion jackpot. Just ahead, I'll tell you your chances of becoming the big winner. And a new jobs report today will shed light on the state of our economy, why economists say signs of avoiding a recession remain good. And it's good to have you with us on this Friday at 6 o'clock. No avoiding us if you turn on WRAL. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, it's great to have you along. Thanks for making us part of your routine here. There may be some inconvenient weather out there in some spots today. We've seen it already across our area. Elizabeth Gardner now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Welcome back, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here with highs in the 70s today. Nice way to kind of ease back in. We take a look at what's happening on the radar. We do have some rain that moved across Clinton, and really it was pouring, but just for a brief amount of time. That same line moved through Goldsboro. Nothing severe there, not even any lightning with this, but just a little bit of rain, a little bit of shower activity moving out of Moore County toward Sanford there in Lee County. We had some rain up in our northern counties earlier. That's starting to move out, but you can see this rain across Wayne County, getting ready to move through Goldsboro. It's about to start raining there for you. It's probably going to rain for you about 15-20 minutes. And then in Roanoke Rapids, it's finally started to pull away. We had some rain there overnight. Here's a look at Futurecast. Expect just a few isolated showers with us this morning. This is a look at 9 a.m. Not a lot of rain for your morning commute, but there may not be much of a break this afternoon and evening. We have the potential for some scattered showers and possible thunderstorms, especially east of the Triangle along the I-95 corridor is where we may end up seeing most of the rain today, but it may not happen until much later, say late afternoon into the evening. Here's a look at Goldsboro. I kept thinking maybe the rain would start about the time we took a look at this camera, but it's not quite there. It's almost there. 73 is our temperature in the Triangle with a dew point of 69, and our temperatures range from mid-60s in the north to low 70s down south. We'll likely stay in the 70s all day. It's not going to be a hot day. We see the clouds sticking around all day with a high of 79. But starting tomorrow, the heat returns. I'll show you when we're back into triple-digit heat indices coming up, Brian.
6:02 right now, Elizabeth. A couple of crashes. Still working to get these cleared in Wake County. Just checked with Raleigh 911, and they still have out in Morrisville an incident at Airport Boulevard near Slater Road. That was a crash with injuries and apparently still an active scene. Also, this crash on Raleigh Boulevard at Oakwood Avenue, still working to get that one cleared up. Major routes around the Triangle are looking good. As Elizabeth showed us on radar, we do have some scattered light showers out there in our border counties up around the Henderson, Oxford area, up towards South Hill, Virginia on 85. Also 95 seeing some wet roads there around the Roanoke Rapids area, and 795 between Wilson and Goldsboro. You're about to get wet with a line of showers. Another update in 10 minutes.
We'll see you then, Brian. Former President Trump is back on the campaign trail today, hours after pleading not guilty to federal charges in a D.C. courtroom. Trump will be the keynote speaker today at an event hosted by the Alabama Republican Party. Later this month, we should find out when Trump will go to trial on charges related to trying to overturn the 2020 election. During the arraignment, the judge made it clear that Trump cannot discuss the case with witnesses without the presence of legal counsel. Violating that could mean a warrant is issued for Trump's arrest. Before taking off from D.C. to New Jersey, Trump said this and his other two indictments are politically motivated. Trump's next court appearance in this case is set for August 28th.
Also, Renee, new this morning, the Georgia district attorney leading a possible fourth indictment of Trump says she's receiving threats. A grand jury in Atlanta is looking into whether the former president and his allies tried to overturn the 2020 election. DA Fonnie Willis says she's received threatening phone calls, texts, and other forms of communication.
They don't always state what the reason is that they're calling, but I've probably been called the N-word more times in the last 2.5 years than most 100 people combined.
Willis and her team say they'll announce their decision on the Trump probe before September 1st.
A shooting that left a man dead in a Food Lion parking lot in Raleigh has been ruled self-defense. That's according to Wake County's district attorney. We're told the shooting stemmed from a road rage incident. Authorities say the driver will not face charges after shooting and killing 49-year-old Stephen McLam. Defense attorney Lee Turner tells WRAL the state's castle doctrine took effect in this case.
Basically saying that your home, your automobile, your workplace are all considered to be an individual's castle, and you have a right to defend yourself inside of those locations.
Other legal experts explain that the law presumes the woman was afraid for her life, stating that the man was trying to enter her car. The shooting investigation on Lead Mine Road lasted for several hours, beginning on late Tuesday, wrapping up early Wednesday morning. As of right now, investigators say no charges will be filed unless new evidence becomes available.
In just a few hours, we'll get the new data about the nation's job growth. It will help answer the question about whether we might be sliding into a recession. Economic experts expect the July jobs report to show about 200,000 new jobs in July. That would be the smallest monthly number since December of 2020. Unemployment, though, is expected to hold steady. NC State economist Mike Walden says this is all good news, and it shows the Federal Reserve's work to slow the economy and cool down inflation is working.
We may be moving to what economists call a soft landing, meaning that we get the inflation rate down to where they want it, which is 2% year over year, without causing a recession, and specifically for jobs, without causing the job market to contract.
That report comes out at 8:30 this morning.
Mega Millions fever is hitting North Carolina and the whole country as the jackpot for tonight's drawing sits at an estimated $1.25 billion. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live this morning. And Kelsey, this comes on the heels of that huge Powerball jackpot a few weeks ago.
It does. Before the July Powerball, more than $52 million worth of Powerball tickets were sold here in North Carolina just for that one jackpot. So a lot of people are committed to trying to find the big bucks. And most convenience stores have signs that look like this for the Mega Millions that say $999 million. But everyone who's playing tonight has their eyes on that $1.25 billion prize. This will be the 6th largest lottery jackpot in U.S. history. The lump sum for whoever wins is just over $625 million. Even though the odds of winning the big bucks are low, Kenrick Roundtree says it's still worth giving it a shot.
The odds are not that good, but if you're not in it, you can't win it. So just to try and have a chance at winning that type of money is all I need.
We caught up with a statistics professor from UNC whenever we did the story about the jackpot last time that was $1 billion. He says that you have about a 1 in 292 million chance of winning tonight. So that's the same odds that you would have for catching 3 foul balls from the stands if you went to one Bulls game. So very difficult to pull off, but not impossible. You can watch tonight's drawing right here on WRAL at 11 p.m. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Breaking news from overnight. Wells Fargo customers, be sure to check your accounts today. There's a technical glitch that is causing some direct deposit payments to vanish. The bank says it is working to fix that glitch. Late last night, several customers contacted Wells Fargo on social media to say they are frustrated by this. The customers claim they could not access their money. Wells Fargo released a statement saying it will resolve the issue as soon as possible.
Family and friends of a Moore County woman who vanished nearly 3 years ago are pushing for answers. They plan to return to Charlotte tomorrow to keep pressing authorities for more information about what happened to Alicia Watts. She was last seen July 16th. She was going to Charlotte with her boyfriend, James Dunmore. Dunmore was found unresponsive in her SUV in Anson County 2 days later, but there was no sign of Watts. We now know Dunmore attempted suicide, and police consider him a person of interest in her disappearance. Watts' family and friends want police to share more details about their investigation and the search.
New numbers out from AAA in the last 90 minutes show gas prices are still on the rise, but they're not rising quite as quickly. North Carolina's current average for a gallon of regular gasoline, $3.62 a gallon, up just a fraction from yesterday. And the national average is up 1 penny, $3.83 now. That's what we were paying in North Carolina 1 year ago today. AAA says more relief could be on the way. The agency says falling oil prices and demand dropping will slow down the rising cost at the pump.
If you're looking to take a drive, how about to a national park? There's a special deal happening today that will save you some money.
Parents of the Parkland shooting victims will be at a reenactment today. Why they say it's so important and who else will be there with them.
And take a live look at Goldsboro. A little line of rain moving through there. It's coming down pretty heavily. I'll let you know if you'll see this for your morning commute coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It is 6:12. Taking a look at radar, there are some showers out there this morning. Some of those have been heavy down in our southern counties. Right now we're seeing that band moving through Wayne County. A little bit of light rain showing up around Sanford as well. We'll take a look here at Sanford right now, and you can see that it is wet out there on the streets. The rain there isn't terribly heavy. Our temperatures are on the mild side at 70 in Lewisburg, 73 in Fayetteville and Tarboro, 67 in South Hill, 74 in Goldsboro. So warm out there to start with. There are going to be a few isolated showers out there for us, really at any point today. A better chance of a few scattered thunderstorms in our eastern counties this evening. Temperatures will be mild. We'll keep it in the 70s for this afternoon. If you're walking the dog around 6 or 7 o'clock, expect temperatures in the upper 70s. Brian?
Elizabeth, new at 6:13. We have a crash on the south side of Durham at the intersection of Highway 55 and Highway 54. This is just south of I-40 there on 55. This particular sensor map does not show any big delays, but we'll watch that, let you know if we start to see some problems through that pretty major intersection. Also still have that crash reported in the Morrisville area on Airport Boulevard near Slater Road and on the east side of downtown Raleigh at Raleigh Boulevard at Oakwood Avenue. Jeff.
Brian, thanks. Today there will be gunfire inside Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It's a reenactment of the 2018 mass shooting. It's part of a civil lawsuit filed by families of the victims against a former sheriff's deputy who stayed outside during the massacre. At least 140 live rounds will be fired into ballistic traps inside the school. This reenactment will mimic the killer's movements on the day that left 17 people dead and 17 others hurt. Families want to do this in an effort to prove former Broward County Sheriff's Office Deputy Scott Peterson heard at least 70 shots and knew where they were coming from, but did not act. 9 members of Congress will also be at the school today for that reenactment.
I want them to see what happens when you don't prioritize the safety and security of our kids above education. Because what happens is you get dead kids.
Students no longer use that building where the shooting happened. No students will be on campus during this reenactment.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, 3 people are hurt after a shooting last night in Providence, Rhode Island. I want to show you the scene here. Police say a vehicle pulled up to this scene, got out, and just started firing shots. 2 people are in critical condition this morning. The 3rd victim is expected to survive. They say there are no suspects or person of interest in custody, and the incident is under investigation.
Michelle, thanks. Entrance fees at all National Park Service sites will be waived today. It is in celebration of the 3rd anniversary of the Great American Outdoors Act. Here in North Carolina, Wright Brothers National Monument is the only national park site with an entrance fee. The fee waiver only applies to the cost of entry. It doesn't apply to fees for camping. So if you plan to be in a park after Friday, you must pay the regular entrance fee for the rest of your stay. It's summertime in North Carolina, and that means barbecue and live music.
Here's a look at your best bets from WRAL's Out and About team. Enjoy a sampling of beer, bourbon, and barbecue at Booth Amphitheater this weekend. The annual festival kicks off today and continues on Saturday. Tickets are $42. You can also get a designated driver ticket for $25 at the door.
There are 2 chances to enjoy a family movie night this weekend. Head to Moore Square tonight for a free screening of The Princess and the Frog. Tomorrow night, Wake Forest will host a free outdoor screening of Spider-Man No Way Home. That will be at Joyner Park.
And if you want to enjoy some more live music this weekend, Jason Mraz and his super band will play Red Hat Amphitheater tonight. On Sunday, Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and Too Short bring their concert tour to Coastal Credit Union Music Park at Walnut Creek. To find out more about these events and others, you can just go to WRAL.com and search Out and About. We're at 6:17 right now on our Friday. Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Some inconvenient weather possibly coming through the area at different times today.
It was really interesting just about an hour or so ago to watch this band come through Clinton. We could see it on the camera. It was pouring really heavily, but just for a short amount of time. No thunder and lightning with that. That continues to move through Goldsboro right now and parts of Wayne County. We're also seeing some light showers down to the south, especially around Hoke County. That's going to be moving on up into parts of Harnett County and Lee County for the next little while. Watching what's happening down in Lumberton, which is likely to move on up into Cumberland County over the next hour or so. Again, nothing severe out there. We're not even seeing any lightning. It's just a little bit of rain that may affect your morning commute depending on where you are. We're not seeing anything falling in the triangle. Everything's nice and dry. We had some rain earlier in Mecklenburg County, Virginia, and from Henderson to Enfield to Roanoke Rapids. All of that has started to move out and away from our viewing area. But down to the south, again, Hope Mills, you're about to start to see the leading edge of this next band moving up toward Fayetteville. So if you're in Fayetteville, you may end up with a fairly wet commute if you're headed out sometime in the next hour to hour and a half. Here's a look at Goldsboro. Starting to brighten up a little bit, gray skies. You can see the rain there. Most of that rain's actually moved on by. We have a front that's moving southward, and as all this slides eastward today, we're going to see high pressure building in. But eventually, this front that's back to our west, producing a lot of lightning and thunder, will move back up across the area. It's not likely to bring us a lot of rain, but it will bring us a surge of warmth and humidity by the time we get to Monday. Here's Futurecast for us today. A few isolated showers, a few thunderstorms here and there. There's 9 o'clock. There's lunchtime. Once we get into the afternoon and evening, it's really going to be focused along the I-95 corridor, maybe a shower or two around the triangle, but most of that, again, between 6 and 7 is down to the south and east around Clinton, Goldsboro, and we shouldn't have to worry too much about that in the triangle. If you have outdoor plans, I know there are a lot of concerts, lots of music, could be an isolated shower, but I would expect it to be mostly dry. Saturday looking quite dry. Along the coast, a 40 to 50% chance of rain. But for the triangle area, things are looking good. 60% chance today, Saturday and Sunday dry, and then a small chance for scattered storms on Monday. We take a look at what's happening across the area. Again, Goldsboro showing up as wet. We had a few sprinkles in Apex. Chapel Hill has been dry, and so has Fayetteville. But Fayetteville, in about an hour or so, you're probably going to see some of that rain moving through. The heat returns this weekend. 89 tomorrow, 92 on Sunday. That heat index will be climbing, especially by early next week. If you're headed to the beaches, mid-80s on Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be a little wetter, potentially about a 50% chance. On Sunday, it's about a 20 to 30% chance. Current rip current danger is moderate, and in the mountains, you're going to see those afternoon and evening storms. Temperatures in the 70s over the weekend in the higher elevations, but Asheville is going to be pretty warm in the mid to upper 80s. We hit 94 on Monday. We may get back into the triple digits. Brian, it's been so nice to have several days with highs in the 70s. We don't see that often this time of year.
So nice yesterday.
Yes.
And welcome back, by the way. Nice to have you back. It is 6:20 as we take a look at traffic. Still have this crash on the south side of Durham at 55 at 54. We are seeing maybe some delays there on 54 especially, but I'm not seeing big backups at this point. Some new information. They have cleared that crash over in Morrisville on Airport Boulevard at Slater Road, but Raleigh 911 says they still have an active scene out at Raleigh Boulevard at Oakwood Avenue. Good news around the triangle right now on our major routes. They're all looking pretty good with no big delays on I-40 anywhere in Wake, Durham, or Orange County.
Thanks, Brian. Animal lovers are coming out in droves to help the Wake County Animal Center. The big turnout to save animals from being euthanized and how you can still help. Plus.
Oh, say, can you see?
What is happening? An NFL greats rendition of the national anthem has fans saying, well, football was probably the right career choice for him. Hear for yourself ahead in What's Trending.
First, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
An NFL star on his way into the Hall of Fame for playing football tried out a new position on the field before his induction ceremony and got some mixed results.
Brian Schrader here now with What's Trending. Brian.
DeMarcus Ware sang the national anthem before last night's Hall of Fame game, and you be the judge.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars
meandering there a little bit, but he found his way.
Did he? Did he though? I'm telling you, this guy was a great football player. He's in the Hall of Fame. He has won a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos, had many, many years with the Dallas Cowboys. He had the right profession. He had it all right. But it is a sentimental reason why he sang it. He used to stand next to a teammate who has since passed just a couple years ago, and they used to sing it together. So he did it as a tribute.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I don't have the guts to do that. So.
Exactly. It's a hard song.
Yeah, good for him. Swifties, once again, are clamoring for tickets to the Eras Tour. Taylor Swift announced new dates next fall in Miami, New Orleans, Indianapolis, and Toronto. And, of course, Ticketmaster trying to avoid another crash by having fans go through a verification process to try to get seats.
And we will see if Ticketmaster has learned its lesson. But I love how Taylor wrote on social media, turns out it is not the end of an era, because her U.S. tour was supposed to wrap up August 9th in L.A., and now she's announcing some more. But North Carolina fans going to have a road trip to Miami or New Orleans
None
for that.
for us.
A brewery in Massachusetts has an interesting employee, a cat. When Bog Iron Brewing started to get unwanted rodents attracted to its grain, the owners didn't want to use chemicals, so they turned to a cat. The owner says Jax is a real employee. It even says so on his tag. The local SPCA has a working cat program. It says it's a great way for outdoor cats to find a home, and they've recently seen more and more breweries turning to them.
Beer cats. Love it. This morning on Today, Al Roker is celebrating National Coast Guard Day. The Coast Guard has more than 40,000 active duty members who serve as heroes of the sea, working around the clock to keep our waterways safe. And as Al learned during a search and rescue training mission, when disaster strikes, it's all hands on deck with one goal in mind: to save lives. Today airs right after this newscast, 7 o'clock on WRAL. Someone could become a billionaire in tonight's massive Mega Millions drawing. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is back after the break as people are lining up to get tickets.
And nice to see some cooler weather again today with a high of 79. There'll be a little bit of rain to go with that. I'll walk you through Futurecast coming up.